on and make Mrs. Mishwood mad, so.
Anyway, they should have a net painted in there.
Kids are outside doing wood.
We had a guy when he was redoing the shop over there.
In a hurry, because it got dark.
Skyline plan.
The council of order, please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. All right. Hickey, here. Fire.
Here.
Wenzel.
Here.
Hoover.
Here.
Sidell.
Here.
Powell. Here.
Is that the glitter throwing the box?
I just want to say good luck to those running. Let's have a clean fight. See you next week. Job starts, well, not next week, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right, need a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Or
Motion's been made and supported to approve the agenda. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public statement regarding current agenda items only. Okay. Consent agenda.
So move.
Support.
Motion has been made and supported to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No unfinished business. Items for new business. Let's see if we got it all. No items for introduction. Farmland and open space preservation program application for Darlene Pumper. Is anybody here representing the Pumper? There's a bunch of documentation in our packet.
Yeah.
Basically, they just need our approval.
What exactly is this?
I'm not 100%
Okay,
sure.
because I read the whole thing, front to back.
Yeah,
What am I looking at?
Right.
Because I noticed that there was two different parcels that she's asking, or is she just asking to incorporate this new parcel into her current parcel?
There is an incorporation. I know it was noted in there, but there is a lot of it.
From what I've gathered, she's trying to do a PA 116.
Yeah.
She's just looking for the tax breaks, I believe, and then get involved in the state programs that kind of help with funding and naturalization.
That's the one where they just leave the field fallow and.
Okay, so she's looking to remove it from farmland and to send it back to regular land, or to
keep it as farmland.
Oh, keep it
as farmland, open acre. She wants to, and she's asking for 10 years.
It's one. I think it's one of those deals where they don't plant it every year. They leave it like fallow, so
Yeah.
birds and
Right.
deer, critters can go out in there.
Right. Let it go back to natural state.
Yeah.
Okay.
By no means I'm not an expert, but when I was researching and looking, it's a tax break and it's financial for her.
I don't have any additional information. I can get some for next meeting if anybody wants to defer it, or we can vote on it now.
I mean, if she's not looking to change anything or add anything to it or commercialize it or doing anything like that, I think I'm fine with just.
Well, this would actually lock it. It would not be out. Like once you lock it in, it's in. Like, you can't change it. It's going to be farmland as long as it's this.
For 10 years, right? From what I understood, she could do it for 10 to 99 years, and she chose to do it for a minimum of 10.
Yes.
I did that appropriately.
31.728.
That must be the one where they had the dragon range and all that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the picture on the back is it's the property directly behind them, where the barn is, because the house acreage was separated.
Yeah, it's across from your garage doors and fire
Yeah.
department versus behind.
But then that deed that was incorporated into the packet, I wasn't exactly sure what that was.
So part of the requirements for the state. So Sam has to vouch that we did all of our work and for the county or state, he has to verify. And all of the documentation, from again, what I think I understood and read, she provided everything for the application, so if the decision was made tonight, it could just be one package deal, fax go.
I read that too, and I also read that if it was done by November 1st, then she could use it for taxes this year, which I thought was ironic that we were meeting on the 1st. Yeah, right there, on or before November 1st, in order to be effective for the current year tax.
I don't see any issues with it if she's not looking to make any changes to the property.
I agree.
Nothing in here tells me she's looking to make any additions or corrections.
No, I read through it pretty good, and
It just seems like paperwork.
Yep. And once you lock it in, the state locks it down, because now they're paying you to leave it there.
right.
So I'll motion to accept the farmland and open space preservation program for Darlene Pumphrey.
Support.
Motion has been made and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And we'll get more pheasants.
That was the exact thing I was thinking too.
Yeah, watch the firemen and shoot them.
You wanna do it right now?
All right, up next, we have a generator request from Ron. Basically, our backup generator for the lift station is broken. We did not have it budgeted, but we are budgeted for a vehicle that we're not going to purchase, so we do have the money allocated. Not really something we can skip over, because if the power goes out.
Yeah.
That's Canal Street too, so.
It's gonna be a,
He's got a good deal on it, so.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
It's only for about half the amount that we actually had allocated to for the pickup, so
Right.
I think it's a good choice.
I do too.
Right, I'll make a motion to approve the generator for, the lift station on Canal Street.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported to purchase of the generator. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we have administration would like to submit Spark grant to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources to assist in funding for the canoe kayak launch, which I see is pretty dry right now. If anybody's noticed that. Be a really good time to go in there and work on it.
Yeah.
This basically gives them permission to submit the grant.
Now, is Troy working on this, or OHM, or?
Both of them
I
are.
think together.
I thought you were doing it.
Well, I want to work on the parts of this, that's why I was like, which one of them?
If you get this, there's another one that, Chuck said that we could counteract with it to help get more money,
Yep.
so.
I was gonna come see Troy one weekday after I found out it was him or
Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that we, have the administrator do the Spark grant application for the kayak launch project.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported to approve the application for the Spark grant. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, on to committee reports, infrastructure.
The only thing we got is vote on the bond for the street, so we can keep them going on what we got going on, so. And that's it.
All right. Finance and admin.
No new meeting. Wait, I'm gonna have to turn on his.
Public safety did not meet. DDA, Kim's not here. Chamber meeting will be later this month. Planning commission.
I was not able to attend due to illness.
There wasn't one.
The meeting was canceled.
There wasn't enough people showed up.
Oh, no forum. That doesn't happen often.
No, sure doesn't.
Well, we will have to get that rescheduled then.
Yeah, I think there was a couple important things on there, at least the one for ACE.
I think Troy said
Troy
that we
Lynch.
can just handle that, he said he didn't understand why that came to planning commission.
Yeah, he said he'll take care of it.
Okay.
The other one was about ag, but nobody showed up for that fairground.
No?
So,
Okay.
nobody was there, so Troy didn't know much about it, so he.
Sure.
They don't show up. Can't do anything.
Alright, I guess I didn't miss much.
Airport?
No.
Fair board?
Had 10 runs since the last meeting, bringing 163 to total. Driver's training this weekend coming up, the 6th and 7th. Today they started their roof project, but a little halt on that because from when the time when their roof was put on 16 years ago to now, the commercial, they said it's the same thickness and everything else, but the way it was laid out, because it's 48-foot sections,
Mm-hmm.
you got, on the old one, it's got a 2.25 inch lap over it so they can seam it, to hold it. This one's only got 1.5 inches. And when they was turning it off, that the insulation that was underneath there was, they looked at it and it was blowing the roof up like this.
Yep.
So, this other one, they said that if they would put this new stuff on, that it would be worse yet. So they're talking about getting an 1.5 to 2 inch fiberboard that's insulated, put down first before they put the roof on.
Yeah.
And I guess somebody kind of fell halfway through the day. I didn't talk to Scott after I left. But
At this point, they could just resheet the whole roof and put standard steel on it.
you know, that was one of the options, but they already got that steel there and all paid for, so.
Right.
Yesterday and today, they had the fittings for the turnout gear underneath the Harper grant. The gloves that they got coming, they asked for Tri to come in with us, because they got the same grant, so we get a reduced price on the gloves,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Buy in bulk.
Yep. And then, Apollo, which does the fire gear, is selling out to Globe, I can't remember what the name, Globe something. But anyways, when I was there today, they said they would honor the Apollo prices. So, that's one good thing. So, the next board meeting is next Wednesday the 9th at 6 o'clock.
Task force?
There was a meeting that I could not attend because of illness.
Okay. Everybody can stay. All right, moving on into public statement. Terry Francis.
Nothing.
Okay. Chris Mishler?
Yes. I think I was, wonder if you're right. On the way home last night, we drove by, is it Vernon or Lennon or that little community that connects?
Weberville?
No, Corona and,
I'm
Down 71?
trying to get to 23, you know, when I go east of town road.
13?
Leighton Corners.
Oh, Leighton Corners?
Lennon.
Grove?
Oh shoot, this is crazy.
If it's Lennon, it's right off of 69, right there on M13.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it.
okay, one.
Okay, so the police officers have their Main Street, and it's small, but you know, so it's just Main Street of their town blocked off. And there are tents and awnings and things set up all the way down the street, and that's where all the trick-or-treating is going on. I thought that's really a gem of an idea. It keeps kids off from side streets where it's dark and easily hit by cars or, you know, whatever. And everything was lit up in colored lights and there was music and it was very festive, and I thought, this could be very cool for Chesnee as well. You know, we had that block off the street thing down pat, we've been doing it for years. And just something for you guys to take maybe to the chamber or, I don't know. But anyhow, it was a great idea.
Yeah, last night I seen some stuff that was unsafe. Kids riding on back of tailgates, those pickup trucks and that. It was just unreal. And I know how many kids was on one golf cart.
Yeah.
It was just,
And we do have a lot of parking available here, free parking.
Yeah.
That's kind of a neat idea.
It was just so festive.
They don't do the door-to-door then, it's just that one
Yeah,
year?
oh yeah. The rest of town was pretty dark, but downtown was rocking.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, I couldn't.
I think it's Lennon.
Yeah,
that you're
Lennon.
talking to. It's very, very small.
Yes, yes.
I mean, it goes
You
from,
blink, you know.
yeah, and it's a gas station.
Gas station.
There's
Yeah.
not much.
Mike Navarre? Rod Toma? Moving into council member statements, and I should have said this earlier, but, if anybody would like to move, committees, just let me know. After the election, we'll reassign everybody. Or go by seniority.
I want the fire board.
You guys are gonna have to do that.
You've got the airport.
Yeah, you get the airport. Wait, you're supposed to have the airport.
I can't compete with Sean,
Get off
man.
the airport.
I can't compete with Sean. He shows up with the best desserts once a year.
Once a year. It's leftover Halloween cake.
That's probably what's coming. That's probably what's coming in a couple weeks.
Anybody else, council member have a statement?
I would like to say something. I would just like to tell everybody that it's been a real honor to serve the village of Tustin for the last 4 years. And to serve with all of you, you've all been great, and I know y'all have the best interests of our community at heart, so if I'm not here for the next meeting, guys, just continue, and I'll be thinking of you.
You can still come.
I mean, I could. Maybe, every now and again, if I'm not here anyway, we'll see, honest.
Anybody else?
I kind of just want to say the same thing. Thank you for trusting me with our village for the last 4 years. I want to wish Rod and Mike and Phil and Tina good luck. Hope to see some familiar faces in a couple weeks, and if not, I'll be here in the audience, I'm sure, at some point in time.
It's
I'll
a
be a
shame, it's been an
concerned
honor to
citizen.
serve you guys, and I know there's been pros and cons and everything else, but I think we'll get to the point where we need to be.
Definitely.
Anybody else?
All right. I'll just say Sunday there was a chili cook-off. Raised funds. It was they weren't very good at advertising it, but it was in the Ace parking lot.
Oh, I did not see that.
I did not win, so I was again angry, but that's fine. Can't believe a chicken chili. No, they didn't. The fundraiser. This year. The fundraiser was for the youth football program, and having that tiny little chili cook-off. They ended up raising, because everything they made went to it, $1,250 for the youth football.
Nice.
So there were some baked goods that were being sold. They had a 50-50. There was raffles.
Man, I didn't even hear about that.
And a whole bunch of different, there must have been 15 different chilies to choose from.
Who won?
Because I was number 14. Kurt, no, Talbot did not win. I don't think he was even close, by the way. Kurt Eustachian?
Oh, you stationed?
Kurt Eustachian.
Should, whatever. He was first, but yeah, there was a chicken chili.
Roser.
Not even chili.
I wish
But yeah, that happened on Sunday. It turned out, I think there was a slight rumor that next year it might be a macaroni and cheese lasagna.
Macaroni cheese lasagna cook-off?
They were talking about it Sunday. So, trying that, see what happens.
Sure.
That's right, baby. There's going to be a lobster mac and cheese there. I'm telling you right now.
Man.
That makes sense. There was a house giving out chili last night for trick-or-treaters.
Who was?
Somewhere around the care center. That's all I can tell you. My kid comes walking up with a styrofoam cup of chicken.
Did he?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's usually more.
Was it? You were handing out chili? Damn it.
Wasn't that called though?
Chili cider and food.
You mean just chili and cider, Michael?
Did you see the guy last night that
Oh, the gyroplane?
well, I don't know what you call
Ultra light?
Yes,
Alright.
they about ran into my house.
Well, they were throwing candy down on the kids. too.
You're kidding me. That's what he was doing. He was cutting his engine and coasting, and at one point in time he came across, you know where the entrance to the park is, and that well house. He came through right above that well house, and I have a walnut tree and a sugar maple on the corner, and I thought for sure he was going to clip that sugar maple, and then I thought he was going to clip my oak tree because he was so low.
Throwing candy in the subdivision.
Was he?
Okay, so that's what he was doing. I
Well, that's a
wondered.
little weird,
I
but-
thought, I hope to God he's not having engine problems. And
Very
that,
safe.
okay.
It's not safe.
No.
It's pretty bad, it's pretty terrible.
Well, I've already experienced that, and there's still some little bit of PTSD from witnessing that, so.
Hey,
Because that was a
my
huge
kid
deal.
was safe cruising down the edge of the village.
Was it the parachute guy?
Yes, it was the,
Oh.
Keith will have to explore that in a couple weeks.
Oh, no. In a couple weeks, I might be late to the village. Depending on how many deer I get.
Anybody else? Okay, moving on into the work session, I believe after the election, we'll give it probably a week or two, and then we'll pick that back up. After everybody's settled in. Does anybody have anything right now?
I was been talking with some people in it, and what we did with Nick Weisenberg's place, and I like mine with the greenhouses, that there was no speed, no hoop houses at all suggested for these places.
That was our original intent.
Right, and that's the way it was stated as far as I can find out. So, you might want to look at that and make sure that's in there.
Definitely gonna cover.
that's supposed to go in it. The hoop houses that they put up though are not being used to grow in. They're only going to be used for clones, and clones only get this high before they transfer them outside, so. They're not actually growing in them
To maturity.
to maturity, no.
Well, the thing was, is that it was because of the security reasons, and it's, nobody could go up there and take a knife and cut to it and all that stuff. So,
Well, there's no difference in the security reasons from a hoop house compared to growing outside. I mean, essentially it's more work to get into the greenhouse than it is to just yank a plant
it's
out
still,
of the pot.
that pot was still there, so. And I think it should be a greenhouse with filter systems in it and everything else.
For sure, we're supposed to we're supposed to add that in with even the drying.
Yes,
absolutely,
The drying barns are gonna have to be changed
Yeah,
and
you
put
gotta
some
pressure.
type of, filtration system in. But the greenhouses actually, the greenhouses that they were putting in, the hoop houses, they were going to put charcoal filters on. Wonder, do we know the progress on that? Has Tommy checked in on
I
those?
haven't talked to Tommy.
Because we should have Tommy check in on them, and then we should find out if they've got them up, if they actually did what they said that they were going to, with the filtration that they planned on putting in with the charcoal filters.
Mhm.
Because that was part of the agreement at the planning commission level.
Does anybody know the difference between an air scrubber and a charcoal filter? Are they the same?
I think it depends, like, they have air scrubbers over here, if that's what I'm thinking, it's the ion water, really.
See, and I don't know, so there was an article I read, there was a community here in Michigan that the odor escaped, and within a few days of fixing the air scrubbers, the neighborhoods nearby actually said it was almost undetectable for odor-wise. I was just, anybody could give me more information based on air scrubbers, filters.
I mean, I don't know from a marijuana perspective, air scrubbers for commercial or industrial use are different.
Okay.
You know, they've got, kind of acid in them that eats the stuff out.
Gotcha.
Also, pretty gross stuff.
Well, I'm sure.
There's an ordinance from Orion that I think we might review soon too, Orion Township. It was really new, and they were working on an odor ordinance also, so trying to get a copy of that, and we'll go over that.
So we can offer some help.
Mhm.
Then can I ask a question? Has Tom ever been to one of the meetings? I missed a couple, so I don't know.
No, he doesn't come in, he sends
We were
us a
gonna ask
report.
him to come and report.
We just take a written report, I'm not gonna make him come to these, cause then we have to pay him to be here. He doesn't wanna play politics, so he just wants to do his job.
Just give us a report.
Yeah,
But you get reports?
yeah, he does. say it.
No, you guys are talking about being able to cut through,
houses.
and just noticed over the last couple weeks again, the fencing down on the Both Road side.
I noticed that too.
Multiple times, it's gone
whole section is.
I think the
gone.
wind is not, is it the wind, do you think?
The
No?
one day it looked like somebody actually moved it
Okay.
out and then came back and put it back, and it wasn't put up fully. I mean, anybody could.
I just noticed it was draping in a few areas, like it was
Yeah,
hanging.
that looked like that could have been wind or something.
Yeah, and he hated that idea, and he's the cheese writing, so I can't swear.
The one I wanna force to do it. You can put up a damn solid wall.
Steel wall.
Yep. I don't care.
You put it up, because you're not putting any efforts into the other stuff.
The piece you're saying is a little further away from the aesthetically pleasing dirt hill. The one I'm hiking down is right up to the hill, and it actually looked like the whole section was moved out maybe, and then put back, and it wasn't put back in tight. I did not look at it today when I passed it, so. Yeah.
It was dark, when I drove back by the last 2 times last night, it was dark too, cause I recognized it when I dropped my oldest off, earlier at like 5:30, but by the time I went back, and I was in a hurry to get home to get the kids ready, so I didn't stop and try to figure out what was going on. I just noticed that it was draped, like it had fallen down, and they had tried to put it back up, but didn't get it.
Further down.
Okay, I'll look at that tomorrow.
I can send Tommy out there to look at it too.
Yeah. He still really needs to get that rest of that fencing up. He's not got it up. And the wood, it's like it goes up to the woods, but then it stops.
Right.
And there's still not fencing there. And I think
You
that
mean the screen?
the screening, I'm sorry, yes. The fencing is there, the screening is not. I don't know if we really need to get a clarification from the state if they consider that woods to be screening. I know the hill that Fran mentioned, they claim is okay for screening. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. It's a hill of dirt.
But I thought you weren't supposed to be able to access, because anybody could walk across that field and walk right in, the way it was at least the other day.
Well, I think the fence is there, I just don't think that the screening is there.
Right.
But further thinking about that hill, how close does it sit to that fence?
More than a few yards.
Okay, so you couldn't like jump, you couldn't like walk from the hill, get on the fence, and then jump over the fence?
I mean, you might be able to, but you could break your leg. You can try it. You
I
try
don't
it.
know how
Just
close
go
it
on.
is. I've not been on that property.
Sean's taller. Let's send Sean.
Yeah. Who has the best health insurance?
I already experienced mine last year. I got really good, and I don't want to test it anymore.
That's
I
the
was
truck driver.
fine with everything that happened last year.
I think truck drivers have good disability too.
Got a lot of stuff that I'm not willing to test anymore.
We can send Tommy.
My bill last year was over $300,000 for everything, so I'm good.
Anybody else?
Motion to adjourn.
He's been trying. He's been telling me that.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported to adjourn. All those in favor signal by saying aye. Opposed?
It's one in here, the same amount of times he comes to the airport.
Comes to the meeting.
I was waiting for you to say no to adjourn just because you didn't.
I was really pondering it.